Good evening and welcome to the Parks Commission meeting. Is there anybody besides LakeCAM recording? No. Okay, we'd like to start our meeting by welcoming Mr. Gallagher of Schools Out Ice Cream. Welcome, Mr. Gallagher.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. What's up with you lately?
We actually just started ice cream. We took an old school bus and changed it into an ice cream truck. And we actually have 3 routes planned around Lakeville, and we're actually hoping to get permission to drive through Ted Williams on the beginning of our routes and at the end, because we live about 5 minutes from here, so it would be a good start and ending point for us.
Nice. What about the other parks, like John Pond Park?
We were thinking that, but I know they have a snack shack there, so we didn't want to take away from them. I know
true.
Ted Williams doesn't have that I know of.
We do not.
So we didn't want to go and take away from what they already had. I mean, we can go when they're doing, I know they do things at night when the snack shack isn't open, if we were able to, but we wouldn't want to take from what's already there.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so multi-hats, right? Softball does not sell ice cream. So, I mean, I'm on that board too, so I could talk to them and see if anyone would get upset about that. But
Okay.
we don't sell ice cream, so I don't think you'd really be taking away. And then at night is
Blooper ball.
over the summer. Lots of adults exerting sweat and energy. Probably love to buy ice cream.
I was gonna say, we can check about tournaments too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Gallagher?
Nope, we already.
What's up, ice cream?
All the prepackaged stuff you guys, everybody's used to. We go from Richie's Italian Ice to the 2-ball screwball to the bomb pop.
SpongeBob?
Yep, SpongeBob, Ninja Turtles, Spider-Man,
Awesome.
all the fun stuff.
Good.
The must-haves? Okay. Do you have any questions for us?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in. We will be in touch shortly.
All right, thank you for having me.
No problem.
That was
You
easy.
can go grab a coffee and like hang out for a while. Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Have a good one.
Take care, you too.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna skip from Mr. Gallagher down to Clear Pond applications. Okay. Do you have any recommendations except for hire every lifeguard that has applied?
I'd hire every lifeguard that's applied, and as I was looking through and going through the applications, to meet the needs of the park, it might be advantageous, since youngsters take weeks off now, take a week here, a week there, that we hire the 7 people that are there, because 3 or 4 of them said they wanted to work part-time as it was. And that way it would give us the flexibility that we didn't have in the past. Last year we had 2 that were there all the time, and it worked out really good. But because we had 2, I ended up having to spend a lot of time, covering and so forth like that. But there's 7 of them. I can easily, get them 20, 25 hours apiece, and some will want more and some will want less. And I'll do that when I talk to them. But
Okay.
I went through them all. They're all former students. They're all very intelligent. There's 3 of them that are, I think 2 or 3 of them that are seniors going on to college. They have their licenses. They have worked, most of them have worked. There was only one that hasn't already previously worked. But I'd be very happy to have them all. I'm all about getting Lakeville kids to a summer job and give them a chance to work and see.
Do we need to save room for others who are still working on their lifeguard certification, or
We
We'll
need
just wait for
to,
them to be
no,
done.
we would still need to, the lifeguard situation, if we have 2 that are certified. Ashland's the only one returning.
yes?
But the other is already sent in her certifications. We got 1 that's 3. Last year we had 6. The year before that we had 10. So hopefully we have some more that can come in and fill in, and we can piece it together. We're very flexible.
Excuse me, does this list include the one that came out yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I can't remember her name.
Yeah. Yeah, we did the numbers because we didn't put an executive session on the
Mhm.
agenda, so we didn't want to
Mhm.
wait.
Mhm.
So, any other questions? Recommendations? Concerns?
Are there potentially more guards? Do you know?
I have talked to 3 more. 2 of them are waiting for their parents for transportation. The other one is very interested. He went to apply, and he went on there, and he's in the process of
That'll give
doing
you
it.
6
He's
then.
trying to find a class. Yeah, that would give us 6.
Yeah, so there was one that I came across, and I don't remember
Mhm.
where, that was the May 31st was the one, and there were a
Yeah.
few in the beginning of June.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get them in.
Yeah.
And if it comes down to it and we have to drive them to class, then
Yes.
that's what's gonna have
Right.
to happen.
I know there's a couple that I was like, okay, can I drive? There's 2 from Bridgewater. And I'm like, well, can I drive over in the morning and pick them up each time? And I'm like, I don't know, we'll try. But I told them about work on the weekends. Now they could get transportation on the weekends, but they haven't finalized that yet. But one other one I'm pretty sure is. So if you get 2 out of the 4, that's a start.
That's a start,
Yeah.
okay? And I can repost it too. I
Yeah.
know Lacey was.
And like I
Lacey
said, we
Service.
will hire anybody right into July, even if they, you know.
Yep. Okay. We have to disclose because
I think I have to recuse
one of the
myself.
applicants did not put that they were related to anybody on any
So-
employee.
I asked Mike Smith about that when he was filling it out, and Mike's like, you're not an employee because you're not paid.
Yeah, but you are considered a town employee,
Okay.
so
Well, that's why I hated it.
Yeah.
That way. Okay.
I'm like, oh, he just doesn't want everybody to know that
No,
he
it
carries
wasn't.
his
I
mom.
asked Mike when he was jamming.
No, that's fine. But Doug wasn't aware and he's recommending we
Sorry,
take them
yeah.
all, so that's okay.
Brayden is my son, and I don't need to be part of any vote or anything.
Nope.
Mhm. Who's that, Brandon?
Brayden.
Braden,
Ogden.
Braden, yeah.
So-
We've had children of board members in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
We
certainly
need
have.
them, we don't, it's
Right.
fine, we needed to disclose
Mhm.
that. So you will talk to Lacey and interview everybody?
Yeah, I'll give them all a call, yeah.
Okay.
And, yeah,
Okay,
we'll do that,
take care of that.
yeah,
We have a group meet and greet.
yeah.
Okay. Did we have a vote on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody want to make a motion to hire all 10 applicants for the lifeguard and attendant positions? Under Doug's recommendation?
Is that a motion?
She's asking
I was
for
asking for somebody to make
I'll make
it.
a motion that we hire all the lifeguards pending Doug's interview with them and based on his recommendation.
Second.
Am I allowed to?
Hmm?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Then you want to do the same thing for attendance?
I thought that was.
I said all.
You did both?
I said all.
All right.
That included all of them.
All right, I missed that. I just heard all the lifeguards.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay, so you're all set. You can talk to Lacey, then talk to all of them and see.
Mhm.
Because maybe they all don't want to. I know Autumn has checked in with us a couple times,
Yeah,
so she's very anxious to
right,
hear.
right.
Okay? Anything else we need to get done before, what did you say, 4 weeks from Saturday?
That's right.
The other boy that I know, is the application still online?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll just fill it out and you
Yeah.
can reach out if he.
Yeah,
fills
as
it
soon
out.
as he turns it in, Lacey sends it over.
Okay.
So, they only work half a day tomorrow and they're
Right.
off on Monday, but
Yep.
still.
And what, do you know when your next meeting is?
2 weeks.
June 5th?
June 5th?
June 12th.
June 12th. June 12th. We talked about moving it to the 5th and decided not to. Got it. Okay,
All right,
nothing else? If you think of anything else, let me know,
okay.
so I can contact plumber, electrician. Okay. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. That's good.
So we have plenty of attendance.
Yep,
So do you want us to remove the attendant
yes.
from,
Yeah.
and just keep the lifeguard?
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. The only other question is, do you want to contact Paul Nee, or do you want me to
Yep,
contact
I will.
him, or?
I will contact him. Peter will fill out a work order form.
Yeah, see, you might even look at it and say, well, the tank list is $600, we can't do that, you know,
Right.
you don't, and then we'll have to go with what we have there. But then if you can go in there, maybe he knows the way to, they're just little fittings, you know, the little teeny pipes, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of the big T's, the little teeny ones, and they just break. And then
Yeah.
after a while, and then once it builds up pressure, it just pops it again. and-
Right. And we don't want that.
No.
Thanks for coming.
Yep, thank you, guys.
Have a good rest of the evening.
You too.
Yes, stay dry.
Stay dry.
Good luck.
Want to come back and do ice cream walk before we forget?
Sure, we can do the ice cream before we forget, because we always forget. Okay. Any questions about Schools Out ice cream? I did see the pictures today. It looked like
It's
fun
super
on
cute, yeah.
Are we
Facebook.
getting a percentage? Is that?
They're just driving through, so I don't know how they would calculate the percentage of what they sell
Okay.
just here.
What about like if they were to park for like an event, like a tournament or a tri-fest?
Well, if they were to, I think we should charge them the 5% if they were to come for like an event for like the day.
Yeah.
But if they're just driving through, I don't know. What do you think? How would you do that
I wasn't even thinking about that. I thought they were just coming and parking and gonna stay for the night.
the day? I don't think so, right? He said he was gonna start off his route
Sounded
driving
like-
through
yeah.
and end his route driving through. No, he's gonna cut the corner and come through here and hopefully get somebody. Heck, if I'm here.
I mean, could we just say if you're coming to an event, suggested 5% donation, and then maybe end
Yeah.
of season
Donation.
donation of your choice?
Yeah, we could. We could just ask.
And then, I guess we say, what about the like, what we said with dudes and foods, like the exclusivity? Like, would we say that the donation keeps them being like, we don't allow other?
Our only ice cream vendor,
Yeah,
ice cream truck.
and that's
We
why,
could.
Yeah.
you know, that's why we're asking for a
Yeah.
little donation to keep it exclusive with you.
Yeah, we can do that. Hey,
You
somebody want to?
mentioned they got their Board of Health clearance.
Yep.
Do they need insurance?
I'm sure they have it,
Yeah.
but we can check,
Just verify that, yeah.
get a copy. I don't think he needs, we need the insurance for him just driving through selling it though, do you? Only like it comes for an event,
Comes for an event.
No, that's right.
right,
It's just getting the binder, that's all it is.
right,
It's not extra insurance.
right. Yeah. Okay, somebody want a motion?
I will make a motion that we allow Schools Out ice cream truck to drive through our parks as part of their routine route, with a suggested donation of their choice at the end of the summer season. And additionally, if they are to park at any event such as a softball tournament or Tri-Fest, they give the standard 5% of profit donation to the parks
For their first year.
for the first year, and donation rate to be reevaluated the following year.
Perfect.
Second,
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All aye. I see him. Okay. Peter, you want them to let them know, or Carrie, do you want to give them a call, let them know?
I can, sure.
You can do some fun stuff?
Yep.
Let them know?
Well, I'll, I mean, you can call them, but,
I can text them, but then we want the.
Oh, yeah, Peter, you'll send them an email with all they need.
yeah, just like I did
Yeah.
for that other, just something a little bit more formal so that they can show someone if they're coming through the park.
That they have our blessing, yeah.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
talked about that with the food truck, that they have like a sign
A
that says
certificate?
like parks and,
Sponsored by,
yeah,
or approved by,
parks approved, yeah.
yeah,
Maybe we
I
can just
think
make
it's a
up
good
a
idea that we give
standard
them
one.
something too,
yeah.
that they have our blessing.
Yeah.
Because
You can come
if
up with like
somebody
a
else sees them
nice
doing it
little
all, they go,
graphic,
"Oh,
like,
geez,
you know.
let's go in
Should
there."
drive in there, right?
Right. Oh, I want to do that too. And
Right.
everybody starts driving through. Yeah, we don't want that.
No,
Okay. All right, back up to the minutes. On my agenda.
By the way, there are no announcements.
No announcements? All right.
Just-
I knew this would be a quick meeting. Schools out ice cream, minutes. Any omissions or errors in the minutes of May 8th? I didn't see any. It was a lot. It was a lot of
Long
minutes.
meeting.
It was a long meeting,
mhm.
a little over 2 hours. They're gonna be sorry they missed this one.
Mhm.
Yep.
Nobody finds any? A motion to accept the minutes?
Make a motion to accept the minutes of May 8th.
Second.
Any more discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
All aye. Perfect, the minutes are accepted. Okay, it's Ellen next. Ellen Morgado, she reached out because civics projects, everybody's got to do a civics project now. So she would like to add a book library, a lending library to Ted Williams Camp. I think it's a good idea. Maybe we can put it over by the fields so that moms or dads or kids could borrow books while the siblings or children are playing. I don't
Like
know.
over near the bathroom area, you're talking, like in that triangle?
Yeah, that would be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's where you can have the most traffic,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
I think it's
Any,
perfect. We
yeah.
talked about this last meeting,
Did we?
having one.
Oh, yeah, yeah, we did. The next project, yeah. All right, so does anybody want to make a motion to,
So just,
Yep.
I guess discussion, her email says she's looking for resources.
Right.
What do we think that means? Like she wants us to pay for it?
no, I think first she wants to, because I told her that, she's got to get permission to put it here first, like that's step number one. So we'll give her permission to put it here, and then she can have a book drive or something here to collect books for it.
Yep, and I think it'd be a good idea if you just do it like a hand sketch of what she's planning on doing.
What it looks like.
And bring it to them, so we can go good or not so good.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep. Pictures of potential, what it looks like.
yeah. Just a sketch, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything formal.
I'm sure she's seen others that have inspired her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you want to hold off on motioning till we get that, or do you want to motion in condition of? I don't know if she has a deadline. She hasn't said if she has a deadline. So it doesn't, I mean,
Yeah. And my feeling is, I mean, if she does have a deadline, and so she's kind of getting pushed to get it done, if she passes in a sketch to you and you say, yeah, it looks great, I think that's fine. I think somebody on the board should see it, that's all.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be a meeting.
Okay.
You can make that motion that, we allow Melissa or whomever, gets
Right.
to see it.
all right. So let's motion to accept it when she turns in an approved picture.
Or we could vote to approve it now pending the picture.
Okay.
That's all.
Yep, go ahead.
make a motion that we accept the proposal to have a lending library here at the camp. And all we ask is that she provide some type of a sketch and to be approved by any one of the board members.
I don't think you're thinking.
No, just, I guess to add to that, do we want to specify the installation location?
And have it, and, well, where do we want it?
Oh,
We
where
do
the
want-
bathrooms is the best,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll add to that, that our preferred choice of location would be out in the bathroom area, maybe up against one of the fences there, so that it's not in Ryan's way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that would be a good spot.
Yep,
Perfect.
I'll second it. Any discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
All aye. We did the employment applications. Application for Loon Pond Horseshoe Club. I will, all right, never mind, I'll wait till we get done. Okay, they had their first tournament, June 7th, 8 AM to 4 PM.
First question is, do you know if there's anything going on? Is there anything going on at the lodge?
Probably not 8 to 4.
I will check right now.
Your wedding coming in.
What is it, June?
7th. Is that a Sunday?
It's a Saturday. There is a wedding, but it doesn't say what time.
I think, did it only say 24 people? It's only a small tournament.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It says minimum of 24.
Yeah.
Hoping for a minimum of 24.
Right.
Do we have some type of agreement with the lodge that like people won't be playing horseshoes during a wedding, or
No.
we're just trying to be considerate?
We're
Just
trying
being
to
considerate.
park it considerate.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if, if they're hoping for 24, you're talking, 15 cars, which are going. Right, no, right, it could be 12. Yeah.
Right. Right, or even if it is 24, I mean, there's plenty of parking here, and
So
then there's the maintenance
is
shed
it
and then
more
the
the
basketball
parking for
hoops.
them and not like the noise?
Um,
Or both?
No, the pickleball makes more noise,
right.
believe it or not.
And if it's an outside reception that they're bothering, like it's loud, Heather will go over and ask them to stop. So we'll put a caveat in here that if there's an outdoor wedding, they may have to pause there.
Okay. Yeah, that's important to tell them too, if we're approving it, just so they know.
Yeah.
It could be different.
Yeah, 'cause
Right, so
Right.
if it's a night wedding, it shouldn't be a problem,
shouldn't be a problem.
only if it's an afternoon deal,
Right.
could there be an issue.
And it's probably not, it's probably a night wedding.
Yeah.
Because June, we get into
Mm.
it being light out, so they like to do it at sunset.
Mhm.
Which they'll be done, so.
Yeah. Okay, do we have a motion to accept Loon Pond Horseshoe Club tournament request for June 7th?
I'll make a motion to accept the application for Loon Pond Horseshoe Club tournament, June 7th, 8 AM to 4 PM. Just with the, what do you call it? Caveat that if there's an outdoor ceremony, we inform them they may need to pause their game at times.
Perfect. Second,
Second,
any discussion? All in favor?
aye,
Aye. Perfect. Thank you, Karen.
very nicely done.
All right, Austin Strong Soccer Tournament. It's the 4th year.
Yep,
We've never had any problems.
nope. They coordinate with the league.
Yep.
I think it's one of these good things that we should just stamp it, yes. That's my feeling.
Okay.
It's, they're not making any money. They're donating
They're
all the
literally
proceeds.
not making any money.
Nope, they're donating
Because-
all the proceeds.
And they're only charging $5 to play.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say.
Right, it's-
Like, would
it's-
the commission consider waiving, because it's a tournament, would they consider waiving the per player fee if it's all going to charity?
We have, for the last 3 years, waived their fee. So we can do that again.
If we have a motion.
Make a motion that we accept the application for the Austin Strong Charity Soccer Tournament, 8/9 and 8/10 all day. Additionally, that the park commission waive the per player tournament fee since it's a charity tournament.
Second,
Second,
any discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Aye. Update on budget. So the budget looks pretty good. I did, Scott, after you asked about the, that line,
Yep,
it does seem like that's a lot of money for that line.
I mean, because one's way over
Right,
and the other one's way under.
right,
I mean, I know we got a bill here for $5,000, but
right.
that's still, that's gonna be the last bill in this, you know,
Year.
in this year.
Yep,
So I mean, it's still way under.
right. But
Um,
you have to remember that that's only like a third of the fertilizer, right? So if soccer wasn't fertilizing, it would probably be 10,000
True.
more.
True.
So that's a big chunk there.
Yep.
But yeah, but I know,
Yeah, it just
Mike
seems,
sends over, it's itemized on that one? The one
Yeah,
that Mike
so,
sends
so what
you?
was the question you had, Scott, about the buildings and grounds?
yeah, 4,000, 4,000, building and grounds, I mean, our budget is 10,000. And we're already at 16, and we haven't even got into the spring here yet. I mean, it just seems it's way over, it's over by $6,000. I'm just wondering if there's something got posted in that account that possibly should be in the groundskeeping supplies, 54,100.
Yeah, let me see.
Can you read off what
Yeah,
they're?
I can tell you what's there. Okay, these are the larger items there.
Sure.
The replacement bench, I think this is the one that for the,
The skate
Mhm.
park.
that was damaged in the accident.
Yep,
That's in there, that's that's
Well, that
$1,100.
should be under equipment.
Should it?
Yeah. I mean, that's my feeling on it, it's equipment, that's not a supply. That's not grounds, that's not a building, it's not the grounds repair. I mean, it's repair and maintenance, but, all right, go ahead, keep going.
Okay, so, all right, the next, is $900 for the electrical panel in the maintenance building.
What was that for?
I have no idea.
That was, I think, when they were identifying all the different circuits and labeling it, and
In their fuse box?
I think that's what it was for. There may have been some other things there, but it was electrical work at the,
They also put in new lights
yeah, that may have been it too.
Well,
There's
that's what-
in the maintenance shed.
light poles. There's the light poles we paid for at John Pond. Those are
Oh, those are in there?
those are $2,500.
Those could go into other contracted services.
It's not a contracted service like the trash and the porta potties.
No, but it was
But
a
it's,
contract with the,
yeah, because it just wasn't regular. It could.
the reason I say that is, we don't want to be over budget on something and way under budget on something else. And I mean, it could fit in there.
Right.
That's fine, go ahead.
The next big item is the lights for John Pond Park. That was $6,500.
Wow.
That was,
But I think as long as, I mean, we budgeted $10,000, we weren't expecting poles and lights to come down. So
No, I
as
know,
long as
because we
know
didn't budget
why.
for it.
I
Right.
thought we had talked about.
So-
Facility improvements? down the bottom?
Yeah, so that's where the roof is gonna come out of.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And then there's also another problem at Clear Pond, at Loon Pond Lodge, that's gonna be a costly one. I can't even say it on camera. It appears that there's a broken pipe leading to the septic tank. Costly.
Yeah.
So, and that'll probably be fixed hopefully before July. So yeah, so once you say $6,000 for the lights, that it kind of all makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, the other, just, I was talking with Mike Ellis, the accountant,
Yep.
about this. And about categorizing things. And he said I could go, or we could go one or two different ways. And he said, you can adjust things into different categories so that everything is within budget.
As long as it can fit, right?
Right.
Right.
Move things around.
Right.
Or he said, all he really cares about is the bottom line. And to my point, it seems to me that there's an advantage to just putting things where they are, so that when we do the budget for the next year, we have a better idea of sort of where our
Right.
costs are. And we can look at it and say, well, is that an anomaly, or is that something we need to budget for going forward?
Right. Because when we have to go in and defend this budget, they ask you, why is this line $16,000 when it's only 10? So next year, if we put in 10, they'll be like, well, you spent 16 last year, why is it only 10 this year? And I have to go like, I don't know. So, yeah, so it being where it should be is obviously the better option. But sometimes it does get a little tricky because it can fit in more than one place.
So,
So,
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm still new to this, but when you say groundskeeping supplies,
I think
I
fertilizer.
I think
It's where you
I
put
think
that.
of
Oh, yeah, no,
fertilizer, stone dust, and
I
those
didn't
kinds of
know
things.
what was in there,
Yeah,
so I wouldn't, it doesn't sound to me that pretty much any of those things should go into the groundskeeping supplies. I just didn't know if a bill got popped into that one
Yeah,
by
okay.
mistake,
No.
you know, and it doesn't appear to be.
no, yeah,
Doesn't
I
appear
don't
to
think so.
No, it's
No.
rather extraordinary items this year.
This
Right,
came up, and we have the money to cover them overall.
right. Yeah. It doesn't look pretty, but it's what it is. Anything else in the budget? It looks pretty good. I'm feeling pretty confident since we only have 39 days left in this budget.
Yeah. Well, wages are way down.
Yeah, so Ryan helped because unfortunately he got hurt, so he was out on disability, so we didn't,
Right.
his wages came from somewhere else. And Bob Beach didn't work much over the winter,
Nope.
so.
Do we have an update about these other like surpluses that we have projects for on the, is this
Going back to the
ARPA
front
money or
page.
something, sorry?
On the back page? No,
There's
that's fine.
the water
The front page.
on Commissioner Field.
Yep, so have you contacted,
I've reached out to him twice, I've sent him a text message, and I haven't heard back.
heard back? So, yeah, so that's, when does soccer stop playing? The end of June? But the sprinklers aren't on, so if they want to keep their water, although I guess we don't have to really worry about that.
Right. But I'll call him again tomorrow.
And then skate park improvements is $6,000 left in that budget. Commissioners Field,
So,
it says,
question. Do we have 6,000 earmarked for anything?
well, it has to go skate park,
I understand
but
that.
no,
Well, what about the bench that you just replaced? Was it a
it
bench?
wasn't a skate park bench,
Oh,
it was a soccer
I thought you
bench.
said it was, I thought I heard skate park.
Oh,
Well, that's what
I
Carrie
thought
asked if it was
no,
skate park.
Okay.
No,
For some
remember
reason
when
I
the
thought-
car
Oh,
opened
right,
and
right. So
took
we
out-
never get anything for that?
Nope. I'm gonna ask and see if it does like a statute of limitations.
So when does this money go away?
This money go away? It
Yeah.
doesn't go away. Commissioners Field, water and electric will go away next December, because ARPA funds have to be used by then. But hopefully, we'll have that done.
What
This
about
summer.
the skate park?
Skate park was a, different, that came out of our retained earnings that went into the skate park thing at town meeting 2 years ago.
So we just have it till we spend
Yep,
it?
it just rolls over.
Okay.
Commissioners Field, ARPA, that also gets taken away. It says $1,300 that we have left. Is that true that we have that $1,300 left? I thought Mike had said, no, we didn't have that
I
much.
thought you said it was 0.
Oh, I know, he said that, but I think that's correct. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay. And then the fiscal year 2023 articles, it was 28,000 that we had put aside to do a shed, and then the shed money came from somewhere else. So we got that 28, no, it was supposed to go for the tennis courts, but then we used ARPA money for the tennis courts. So that just
We
keeps
repurposed-
rolling
We repurposed it and
Yep.
used it.
for everything.
For the shed, the electric, and a lot of the things that we needed over
At
there
Clear
at
Pond, yep, the raft
Shower
got
and the
built,
raft,
yep,
there was a lot of things
yep,
that we spent that on.
yep. So
Well,
the
that's good.
$103 probably isn't gonna pay for a
Perfect.
tankless water heater, but
So nowhere near
We
$6,000.
can put it under repairs and maintenance.
Now that the
Sure.
cameras are done, we talked about having some signs made that just said like,
I have
Where's
them.
the- oh, you
I
already have
went
them?
into a store and they're like this big and they're
Okay.
yellow and they have the picture of the camera and they say the same thing. I just put them in the shed the other day and they were on clearance for $2.50.
oh,
Perfect.
great,
So I bought 4 of them.
okay.
Perfect.
Okay, anything else on the budget?
Nope.
Perfect.
No, I just wanted to talk about, and it's not a big deal, but I just want people to understand why, like like you got seasons passes and gate fees and things like that that are showing negative.
Right.
But they're heavy in the first 2 weeks, which are in this fiscal year.
Right.
Especially the passes.
Yeah, so hopefully June 1st we'll have, or even by next week, we'll have the passes available online. So that'll start,
Right, that'll start trickling in.
yep,
And that'll make that negative
into
probably come
positive.
flush.
Yep.
Let's hope it goes positive, yeah.
Yeah, I think season passes will. I don't think gate fees will.
No, I don't think that 3,900 will
No.
will come,
But that's all right if we get close
even
with
if
the
we get
gate
half of it.
season passes,
Get
then
1,000 of it.
like cover
Yeah,
it.
just pray for good weather.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I used all that praying for good weather for Lakeville Day, and it worked, right? So it was a pretty good day, but, yeah, so I'm probably out. All right, proposal for online field court reservation system. All you, Peter.
Okay, this is something I mentioned in an email, and basically, I just want to put it out there, and I can drop it and not pursue it any further, but if you're interested, I can pursue it. And it's the idea of, right now, all the courts, particularly tennis, and I'm thinking particularly of tennis and pickleball, are just open to the public, first come, first serve. And the idea was that if you had a system where, for a small fee, people could reserve a slot, and that would allow them to come knowing that they have a slot reserved, and they can they'll have the court. If anyone else is there, they can show them their reservation and say, we have this, and put a sign out front and, saying that you have a reservation system, and if you want to reserve it, this is how you do it, and please yield to anyone who's reserved. And the idea, the thought is, it probably wouldn't be a big money maker, but it might bring in a little bit of extra income, since we're looking for income. And it would also be a convenience for people who want to be able to know that they're able to come to the courts at a particular time and know that there'll be a place for them to play.
I have 2 questions.
And so, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, no, you can,
Yeah, so just to say, I've done a little bit of research, and I don't want to pursue it a whole lot further, but there is I found an online system where people set it up so you have, with the particular locations and dates available, and then people could use that to do the reservations. It would cost us to $9 a month for that particular system.
And it takes their payment through that system?
No, it does
Oh.
not. The other, what they would, again, this is what I think the way it would have to work, because in order to get a system where you could actually take the payments through it, first of all, it's really difficult to do it when you're talking about town accounts to
Yeah.
do, it's just pretty much unworkable
Mm.
unless the town were to purchase some large system to do it in. But what we could do is, and I'm pretty sure I could set this up, but I have to pursue it with Erica our treasurer. But we could, people could purchase basically credits online, and then those credits we would put into the system, and then people could use those credits to purchase, or a slot. So that would be the mechanism. So it would basically end up costing us about $9 a month to do it. There's also that's for the first tier on the program, but if you end up on the second tier, that means you're making money and you can afford it. It's another $9 a month. So anyway, so that's the basic scheme. And as I said, if you want me to pursue it further, I will. But if it's an idea you don't like, then I'll just drop it.
Well, my first question was, number one, the cost, what our cost would be, and it seems pretty
Nominal.
pretty small. The second thing is, if we do payments online, remember, the town does not pay the credit card charges. They're all paid by the person using the credit card. And I hear that more times, and I go, it's a municipality. And I don't mean just Lakeville, I'm talking any municipality. Why am I paying $2.50 to charge my thing with the town? I said, it's a municipality, they don't pay those fees, you do. And it's all towns that do it. So, I mean, for a $5 payment to be paying $2.50,
Right.
or whatever, I don't know what the cost would be. I'm just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you did it $5, that's one thing. But what they would be purchasing
it's a bigger
is
amount.
credit. In other words, they could do $100, and that would allow them.
Right. I don't
20
know
up
if
to
anybody's
do
gonna do
credit.
$100
Well,
unless it's like the pickleball
They
league,
could do,
you buy
you know,
$100 worth of credits and then
$50 or
do.
whatever.
Right.
That way they've purchased enough to for 10 hours.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, I know there's people that like playing, tennis every Saturday morning. They want to come down here and play from 8 to 10 or whatever.
Oh yeah, we totally would have done it.
I mean, I know you guys did. I know you
Yeah.
and your family came down and played tennis.
There
And
were
there was-
times
there
we
was a
drove
group of- there
from
was a-
here to Apponequet, then it ended up in Middleborough, and some days we didn't even get to play. So we
Aw.
totally would have done it.
Yeah. I mean, or even, yeah, I mean, if the fees become an issue, I mean, we could even, I don't know, have a lockbox and have them leave us money, but then you gotta,
That's work.
that's
Trust
work.
people.
That's a lot of work.
Yep.
Well, we could
Extra.
do that, actually. You could, if people wanted to mail a check to the Parks Commission for $25, and we would just give them, credit.
The credits
So
instead of,
rather than go online, so. it could be
Yeah,
that
I mean,
way.
yeah,
It might be something, I mean, especially when you're saying, it could be cumbersome because the town doesn't have anything like that maybe we have to do something like that to start and see where that,
mhm,
if it doesn't work, then we stop it.
right,
If we're finding that it's not working,
yeah.
I don't know, I don't know what the answer is, I'm just trying to think of some way.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
in
it's gonna be
principle, I guess
hard
the question
to-
is, in principle, if you, I mean, one of the thoughts is, it's public, open to first come, first serve, and we just leave it that way. And if that's what you wanted to do, fine, but if you wanted, I can look into this a little bit more carefully and see exactly what the logistics would be, and then come back, at the next meeting or so and figure out.
I
Yeah,
think
no,
we'd
I-
have to figure out the logistics a little more, because
Mhm.
it's a lot of honor system, right? Like, we're telling people, oh, you're buying this time, but then if they show up and someone's on the court and, like, refuses to leave, they didn't get what they thought they were getting.
Right. And you're always gonna have those people who are like, no way, I was here, I'm using the court.
Right, because it's always
Yeah.
been that way.
Right.
Yeah, that's the hard thing, right? Like,
Training them.
Changing
Changing midstream and
Right.
getting people to buy into that.
unless we, like, big picture wanted to, like, gate off one court or something and only, like, go down and unlock it when someone has a reserved
Well, we're gonna do
time.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the other side of it is, if somebody comes strolling in and they see nobody on the court, who's to stop them from going to play
Right,
without paying?
right.
right.
Well, that's fine.
And they
But there's
can.
no reservation.
Right,
Right.
right. And that just, the only risk they have there is that if someone else comes who has a reservation, says they have
They
to.
need to- Yeah,
But if you put some good signage up
Mhm.
and say, listen, you must yield to whoever has
Yeah.
a reservation. And again, someone
Yeah.
might grumble about it, but
right.
anyway.
I think you can look into it if
Yeah,
everybody's up.
Yeah,
like,
if you don't mind,
Yeah.
if you don't mind.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
I'll dig into it a little bit more and see.
All right, liaison updates. Anybody have a liaison update?
I have one for, John Pond.
Okay.
John Pond. Just combine John Pond and, Clear Pond. June 12th, 6 PM, probably till 8 PM. It's the softball league's end of season party award ceremony. So, the league will be there with, handing out trophies, doing a little speech, music,
Nice.
and then they have like bouncy houses and stuff like that. But just, that's the date they picked, so just so you know.
What time?
6
6 to
PM,
8.
probably definitely over by 8.
Is there anybody playing? The women aren't playing yet.
I think so, not yet, right?
And the other one shouldn't be playing because they're not supposed to be on there till
Till
July.
July. It should be good. Were you inviting us or just telling us?
Well, now we can't, none of us could go because we have a meeting.
We have a meeting?
The 12th, you said the 12th.
Yeah,
Oh. Yeah.
they did want me to invite you guys, but
Well, maybe we can make it a super fast meeting.
yeah,
We can have a meeting
And then-
at John Pond.
We could
Or
have
we
a
could
meeting
meet
at
there.
John Pond Park.
Yeah.
We could, at a picnic table.
So that's what day, the 12th?
the
Yep.
12th, starting
So,
at 6.
basically softball's got it reserved for
Anyway.
that
Good.
anyway,
I just didn't want there to be a conflict, that's all.
Yeah.
so.
I didn't want reason all of a sudden the cars come rolling in and, we get the field at 8 o'clock.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
And I touched base on Loon Pond Lodge. The roofs should be done in the next 4 to 5 weeks. I haven't signed the contract yet, but it came in yesterday. So we should be good there. Clear Pond, obviously, we're still staffing. I'm sure I have another thing, I just can't think of it.
Sorry, I have one other thing on John Pond too. So I don't know if you've driven by, but they made some headway on the shed, so they're super appreciative for the dumpster that got
Container
dropped off
came in.
for the, yep, so they filled that up with the debris. Yeah,
Who-
and it was really
who
fast
arranged
when
for
it
that?
showed up.
Who arranged for that?
Softball did it.
They did the work, but we gave them the container, right? We didn't?
I didn't.
Oh,
We
then
authorized
maybe
up to,
somebody else
we authorized
brought it
up to
in.
$500, so maybe they'll
give
send
us a
us
bill.
yeah.
Okay.
But hey, I'm glad we could help.
Yeah.
All right, anything else? New business? No new business, Peter?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did we need to talk about that Christmas thing, parade email that you sent?
She's gonna send us a meeting invite when she gets around to it. And
Okay.
then we'll deal with that.
Okay.
Have you heard about that? So the same people who did the snowmen thing last year, they want to do a Christmas event this winter. And, they've already been to the select board. They've already had a meeting in February. I think it was February, because the next one's supposed to be March and they just haven't had another one. They want to do, Santa goes around on the fire truck. They want to turn it into a whole parade. They want to come here and have a bonfire. I think they're piggybacking off of All That Glitters. I'm not positive on that. But they've got everybody involved, so,
Great, love to see stuff done at the park.
yeah. Yeah,
Especially when it doesn't cost us anything.
Right.
well,
Right?
I hope they can pull it off.
Yeah.
So Carrie and I asked for an in
Yeah.
when they
Happy to
start
help
talking
them.
about it more. So that's it. Nothing else? All right, our next meeting is June 12th. Peter will not be here,
Okay.
but he's coming back, so it's all right. All right.
We can nominate Andrew to take notes.
Do that while he's not here.
Yeah, well, yeah. We'll ask if
I
he has
second
any
that
objection. Motion to adjourn,
I'll make a motion to adjourn at whatever time it is,
7:32.
7:32.
Okay. All aye.
Aye.
Meeting is closed at 7:32 PM.